Tyca community, thank you so much for lending me your ears today. I have a really deep sense of gratitude for every audience that I get these days, whether digital or otherwise. Thank you so much for keeping my world going. I go by the name of Jackie Clementines, and I'm here today to present to you Somerset's and possibly the world's first SLAMTHOLOGY. But just before we get on to that, I have been invited to share with you some of my own words, which is really exciting for me because I've spent a lot of the last 6 months helping other people explore their own voices, but I haven't spent so much time focusing on my own. And this first piece is dedicated to anyone who's been struggling recently. I know it's been a really difficult year for a lot of people for so many different reasons. But yeah, this one's called Feeling Small. Whenever you're feeling small and insignificant, remember you're the littlest snippet of a bigger bit, intimately linked to the infinite. You were made out of love, even if you're not into it. Whenever you're feeling small and insignificant, remember you're the littlest snippet of a bigger bit, intimately linked to the infinite. You were made out of love, even if you're not into it. You came from love. Now you've come full circle. You came from a coming together, the bubble bursting, because babies are made through orgasmic contractions. There's passion in the clashing of these atoms as it happens. We are fractal patterns, manufactured out of phantasms, scattered across a backdrop of star-splattered blackness. We're actors, reaching for targets, but practice never made perfect. You were perfect to start with. How incredibly unlikely is your very existence? Coincidence and synchronicity coexist. The insistence of existence to persist is quite consistent. Systematically erratic, we are mass-produced accidents, stacked upon a pyramid of imaginary ancestors. Lucky or clever, they protected and invested in that little spark of light that tries to light the darkest night. It's just life, longing for love, longing for love, longing for life. So can't you even see? You're a megalithic marvel. Your great-great-great-great-grandma would be equally proud and startled. So put down that selfie stick, take a long look in the mirror. You're not supposed to be taller, you're not meant to be thinner, you're the winner of the biggest evolutionary lottery. You're post-perfect, most worthy person of this odyssey. You've got to be, and so is she. He, they, we. We piece together, paint the perfect puzzle picture. Peace. Whenever you're feeling small and insignificant, remember you're the littlest snippet of a bigger bit, intimately linked to the infinite. You were made out of love. You were made out of love. See, love is in the air, even as the bullets fly, even as the white phosphorus spreads across the sky. See, a soldier is a weapon with a human on each side. Please believe they really feel like what they're doing is right. From knife crime on the front line to pilots dropping hydrogen, every killer has a lost child deep inside of them, fighting for their family, their God, their race, their country. Love makes it all go round, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this next piece I wrote when I heard the Legend of Sabrina, a legend you may have heard of before, which is about the goddess of the River Severn. The River Severn that you might be able to see flowing into the sea around Bridgewater and Minehead, where it becomes the estuary there. And it's one of 3 rivers that meet and flow underneath the city of Bristol. Sabrina. Deep beneath these creaking streets she sleeps, between seeds and streams, and she sees seams of green creep between gleaming office scenes in her dreams. So she feeds these seeds and trees begin growing. The cracks in St. Mark's Road don't know it, but she peeks right through to see the sun still glowing. The wind is still blowing and there's rain clouds showing. Through metal grated drains, her veins keep going from the Chew Valley Lake to the ocean, flowing through arteries carved through the darkest of ages. Our sagas are harboured like scars on the pages of her brain, ageless, not enraged or jaded. Her patience remains, straight-faced through the changes. She's witnessed her children's will, twisting her wisdom, new material, religion, brand her vision, superstition, through persistent derision, ripping up each gift we're given. Like the kids of all great parents, we're forgiven. But please believe, she has another side too. She's a butterfly just above a typhoon. She could crush this city with a shrug and a rattle, turn Clifton Village into cliff-top gravel, give Cabot Circus its curtain call, turn Brunel's Bridge into a waterfall. See, 150 years seems quite small when you carved the whole gorge using microscopic tools. We'd be fools to think that unrequited love could last forever. There's an end to every tether, rising temperaments and temperatures, but mentally, are we ready now to be more wise and less clever and endeavour to say thank you together? Now, I know this must be almost impossible to imagine given how exceptionally well regulated I am today. But growing up just outside of Wiveliscombe, I was an exceptionally angry young man. I was often excluded from school and struggled to do many of the things that come naturally to a lot of young people. And I've carried that journey with me through my work as a youth worker, working with other angry young men, hopefully helping them to process their emotions in different ways. And one thing that keeps coming back to me on this journey, working specifically with angry young men, is that it seems to me that we are so angry, perhaps because we're unable to be sad, and maybe the traditional gender roles that were handed down to us didn't give us space to have a good cry and let it out, and maybe anger was the one that was most comfortable to fit in its place. And this piece is called Cry on My Shoulder. Come and cry on my shoulder, my brother. Talk about your weakness. Talk about your mother. Talk about your lover, the anxiety you suffer, or the darkest dream you've ever had that made you pull the covers up above your head. Push it deep into your dome, but you wouldn't lock a lion in your house. You'd let it go. Let it go, brother. No other blow could make you suffer like your very own. No one is tough enough alone to go 12 rounds with your demons and your ego. As we grow, they grow. As they grow, we grow. Ask Tyson Fury, one man that he's afraid of, the one his fists could never reach, the bout that never paid off. As you look into that mirror, like you're squaring up to face off, you should already know the answer when you ask what you made of. And that last piece was actually a half-finished piece. I intend to write a second verse for it at a later date, but it's a work in progress that I wanted to share with you at this stage because it felt right when we're talking about Taunton Youth Culture and Arts Festival and what we are all hoping to do for the young people of this area and the young people of the world to carry the torch forward. And the last of my own pieces that I'm going to share with you is actually the very first piece that I ever wrote. It's about 10 years old now. And when I look back at it, there's some things that I really like and other things that make me think, wow, my writing's actually improved quite a lot since then. But, you know, if it ain't moving, it's dead, as they say. So this one is called Our Generation. And I wrote it 10 years ago, particularly in response to the riots that were going around the country and how young people seem to be getting the blame for a number of things. And another reason I'm sharing this with you is it makes me feel young, like I'm still part of the younger generation. Those who criticize our generation often forget who it was that raised it. Are we really that bad, cash mad kids shouting out our vainest fake playlist? It's a strange thing, placing a generation to blame for the state of play created whilst they were children. I was just 11 years old when NATO invaded the land of black gold. You see, we, grandchildren of the baby boomers, if anything, they were the crazy looters, unscrupulous, suited up super producers and snoozing consumers. They looted our future. It was Kama Sutra. They this planet from every angle which they could manage, quite savage. But really, there's no need to panic. The free market needs our collateral damage. It's just now that the chickens are coming home to roost. The farmer's alarm is the scariest proof that the blind watchmaker doesn't know what time it is. His only guide dog's got blocked sinuses. There's little freaks on the city streets with McVitie's yeast-free sticky treats, and they just want more. Can we keep the peace? Now the truth is out through WikiLeaks that there's actually quite a lot of resources. They're just not yours, kids. We can't all drive Porsches. You see, populations are growing, free markets are slowing, and where we're going, there's just no knowing. Having said that, perhaps we do know. Perhaps we've played enough Uno to know. When the dealer keeps getting all the best cards, it's time to kick him out with a fresh bruise on his... I'm not trying to claim like us kids are superior. We're clearly the delirious cirque, the hysteria sick, like diphtheria twisted and hideously blinkered, sinking deep into mysterious new media. We're greedier than a very, very hungry caterpillar, stacking bigger packages. We're masochistic, savage killers. In reality, we are the proof of your fallacy, the small print, the externalities of your balance sheet. One thing that I have heard said about the current younger generation many times is that they're apathetic about politics and care more about what they're seeing on their social media screens than what's going on in their immediate community around them. And from being part of this project along with Tyca, my personal experience has been that that couldn't be further from the truth. We have been running workshops in school key worker groups via video call-ins. We've been running all of the social media channels through the local youth centres, youth groups, and we have been running spoken word workshops with them, asking them the simple question, if you could change just one thing about the world, what would it be? What is your 2020 vision for the future? Tyca's annual theme, which we set long before the start of this pandemic, but I feel it's really grown into itself as the year has gone by. So it's an absolute honour and a privilege for me to present to you Somerset SLAMTHOLOGY. It's all under 25 artists from around the region, and some of these pieces are original pieces they wrote for us, others are pieces they'd already written that they felt fitted the theme. We hope you enjoy it.
I'm Maya. This first poem I wrote during the Tyca workshops. It's called The Black Dog. I can't count the days, the world has weighed me down. A dead lead weight I'm unable to shake presses against my chest. Crushed for every ounce I have left. A haze of confusion surrounds me. Peering through it, I can just about see the black dog lurking in the shadows. The stench of his coat fills my nose, a familiar smell of dry concrete when rain starts to fall. A reminder the sunshine has gone, along with the hope I once felt. His piercing green eyes stare into mine, and I know why he's here. Sent to eat my happiness away, to feast upon the carcass of another misspent day, to take the colours of the rainbow and paint them all grey. I'm left in a world with no hues or shades. He eats words off the page, claws my throat to stop the notes that want to escape, sucks out my energy, rendering me lifeless, until these four walls become my safe place. I lie awake imagining days without him. My love would radiate without him growling at my heel. My words would flow freely without his barks and snarls. I'd have the freedom to be me, to not cater to his needs. Daydreaming of the person I could be if the black dog wasn't there at every opportunity. Yet his presence is as sure as the sunrise, my only option to tame him, so he doesn't control me. I will be the change I want to see.
Yo. This goes out to Sergey. He's in self-isolation because he had to get a coronavirus test. Make sure you do the same if you feel sick. Yo. Here we go. Yo. Stuck in isolation, the situation got me facing devastation as the population nation wasting time. So Barney Rubble on the double with the meaning and rhymes, killing the talkers are fine. People the bitter that chewing on limes, mimes, living my prime, spitting my enzyme slime. Have you come to dine? You better get in line. I haven't got the time. I'm the one they sending just to kill him or the kid at school that needed. But give me a oh, man, I'm on fool again and pass the pencil. Maybe my lights can meet again through the way I find my zen. When reincarnation meets my vibration, sound adjacent from the speaker here to teach a preacher. Life's a question, I'm Knievel, tried to free fall through deceitful people. How the hell could we be equal? You're just a sequel. I want to leave all the people behind, but think about the kind time invested. Wanna be the best kid in the southwest scene, living southwest dreams. Put my hand on my chest, don't you know we're living blessed southwest. Somerset, wreck the best sets, don't you know, nevertheless, I'm bringing the best. Yo, you think I'm talking about the girls, rocking the pearls? Not that, not talking about the club brats, not talking about fat stacks, matte black Cadillacs, cause I ain't got that. Matter of fact, I want a steady job, but I also want more. I want to tour destinations, learn to become patient, but I don't want to get in line. I just want to find the time to write a line, the beat's divine. It's the pattern that my feet hit the street. Not discreet feet sounding like the pounding. People looking around and I couldn't care. I read the spam out the can with my bare hands. I've been watching kids plan to get up, but we're stuck in this sick world. We're stuck in this sick world. Yo, we're stuck in this sick world. Yo, Tyca, the provider of spoken words. Don't you know that we got the verbs in the back of the head? Man, I barely get out of bed, but that's what I've gone and said. Yo, thank you for letting me be here. Thank you BBC Somerset, thank you Tyca. Thank you everyone involved. Definitely JC and Ash. Yo, Bass Boys, coming to you. Yo, you ready?
The red, roaring fire that burns uncontrollably is slowly seeping from the deep, paranoid pits of the oppressed mourning minds. It is being encouraged up despite seeming terrifyingly timid. It is roaring and ready to erupt, evoking change on its prolonged, passionate path. A small change, desperate to occur, it's a volume volcano on the edge of eruption. The oppressed are ready to be liberated.
These are my visions for the future generations. These are my visions for the future generations. These are my visions for the future generations. We fall back to nature, to the oaks and the leaves, entwined as we breathe in unison. Vines and minds loosely sink, melt to mossy waves across the land, feeding on bones, hand in hand with our mother, Pachamama. Her heart, our hearts, our drum. Water, skin, wood, simple. What have we missed? Life could have been this. Just children stuck in these buildings and systems and boxes. We are just different. Drop the pills. Stop ticking boxes. Stop pressuring us till we start getting on it. Went from Wallace and Gromit to stuck late for class, struggling with a busted car bonnet. We wanna be climbing trees, knowing how to plant seeds. Read what and when I want to read. We just want to be free, be able to sit, breathe. I'm 18, already lost too many good people young. I wonder if they'd have lived, if they'd have truly lived in love. Learning to give, to receive, learning to breathe and to relinquish, be vulnerable, be sensitive. Leave the tradition of conditional love. Instead, normalize hugs, the freest drug. To the future generations, live in truth for us. To the future generations, live in truth for us.
We're 1,000 miles from comfort. We have travelled land and sea, but we can't go there. Corona-19. Hey, what's happening? I'm sick of quarantining. I should be out there living my life and achieving my destiny. Jeez! How long will this be going on? I don't want to die, don't get me wrong. I'd like to continue my life. Sow my seeds. Not stuck in limbo like a bunch of weeds. But wait, no vaccines. Oh my Corona-19. Yo, where's your mask? You must wear them in shops, pubs, indoor facilities, but not parks, because it's open air. Yeah, going to the bar, wear your mask, and getting a guitar, wear your mask. People shouldn't have to ask, it's not that hard. Wear your mask.
The second piece is called Poof. This is inspired by Greta Thunberg and her incredible ability to move so many people at such a young age with her speeches about what's going on today. So Poof. At age 6, I wanted to be a vet. And at 7, I dreamed of a private jet. Age 10, I knew the theme of my wedding, the height of my husband, and my third child's middle name. It had a silent Z at the end. Age 12, I was going to travel the world, ride an elephant and swim with stingrays. Age 15, I realised there was more to a vet than petting cute, fluffy animals. So I chose a life of disappointment, rejection, and misery instead. Also, my teacher said. I chose theatre. 16, I roast marshmallows on a pile of burning GCSE physics notes. 18, out of the system, my first audition. 19, sat on checkouts. 20, time to move out. Living and learning, learning and hurting. Working and working, creating and making a life for myself. A career out of hell, but nonetheless a career I obsess over. Dream of success, my head afloat on cloud 9 somewhere. And as a 6-year-old once said, with my own private jet. Except I can't. Because for every gallon of fuel burnt from that same private jet, there's 9.57 kilograms of CO2 produced. And for every 9.57 kilograms of CO2 produced, 24,000 kilograms of ice disappears. Poof. But after all, who really cares if I get to ride an elephant, right? My life, my future husband or wife, my acting degree, my dreams and beliefs mean nothing. Poof. At age 20, I no longer want children. At age 20, I donate my wages to Extinction Rebellion. I reuse the same plastic shopping bag so many times my Sainsbury's own hummus falls out the bottom. I've forgotten the feeling of Primark's cotton on my skin. At age 20, I spend my days off in the rain protesting, another day in the life of an overconfident youth. At age 20, I no longer want children, a fancy fairy tale wedding with a 6-foot-tall husband stood by my side, because who wants a child, another life in this world, when life as it is ceasing to exist? A myth, you say. A myth yesterday. A reality today, a tragedy we claim to have under control, but is control really a thing when the planet we call home turns its back on us? Fed up with us? At age 20, I pull out my long-forgotten Bible and pray for us. I wake up at night with worry on my mind and no idea why, and then I remember, oh yeah, my life. My life has become a bubble of worry, a spiralling, blurry mess of a life, with uneducated politicians who won't listen to its earth, to its people, to its dying heartbeat, its fiery forestry, its steaming ashtray sea, and me. Little old me. Yes, old. I've already lived half my life. I'm middle-aged. Because if we do nothing, by the year 2050, life as we know it will no longer be. I, you, most likely, will no longer be. Poof. So let's do something. Then, who knows? Maybe I will get that fairy tale wedding. And my child can start dreaming of swimming with stingrays and becoming a vet.
I've been Lawrence the Third. It's a little bit of spoken word. It's called Lo-Fi. Hope you enjoy it. Yeah, equally. Let's try spread this equally. I'd say it's wise that with the few steps we got left, we progress from the rest. Some views don't speak to me. Nah, you ain't reaching me. Yeah, another preacher, please. What's left ain't right. Your direction breezing. No snitch, no rap, but I see disease. Screen activity, move the way you see. Seems everybody bite from the hand that feed them with a hunger for numbers. No mind for their brother. Truth is given to you to be swept under the cover by headlines and deadlines from dead minds. Pinpointing some jail time or state crimes. It take lives, I hope that it don't take mine. Another paper chatting about somebody's waistline. Wait, that's bullshit. Life don't come with cash in a toolkit. Companies be selling dreams with no receipt. Now you done bought it. Oops, that's a little awkward. You can't say you ain't being taught it. Like a school of fish hooked in a rope and line. It's that hard knock, life a school of grime. With hopes, dreams, and dope fiends climbing up the tree for trophies they won't need. Beg that the minds of the blind don't hear what they won't see. Condition and conditioning means that you ain't listening. Go against the grain, too bad the mark you was a sinner, kid. The answer should be definitive, but it's not. We still wondering where the finish is. Peace.
My last poem that I'm going to share with us today is called Visions for the Future. So this event, 2020 Visions for the Future, has been quite an extraordinary event and so well done and organised, and I'm really glad to be a part of it. So I wrote this poem as a response to the theme of what we're doing today. So I hope you enjoy it. Visions for the future. The journey only lasts a lifetime. Getting lost in people and places, landscapes and faces. The dance only lasts for a song. Seeking comfort and rhythm. Bodies groove to trim transitions. Time is so short, and fun can't be bought. And movement is living, and life is forgiving. Let's give it our all. Give it our all. Thank you, everyone, and thanks for allowing me to share my work with you. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the event. Have a lovely evening. Bye.
And that is the first instalment of Somerset's SLAMTHOLOGY, Voices of Young People in the Area. And we see this very much as an evolutionary process. This isn't a static piece. If you watch this and got inspired and want to start writing yourself, or you already write and you'd like to be part of the SLAMTHOLOGY, please do go to the Tyca website, have a look at the material that's on there to learn how to do it yourself if you haven't done it before, or if you already are, just to kind of get involved with what you're doing, you can send us material, and we really hope to increase this SLAMTHOLOGY as the years go by. Thank you so much for watching, for lending us your ears. Huge thanks to Arts Taunton and Tyca, the Taunton Youth Culture and Arts Festival. They have been absolutely flying the flag through some of the most difficult times, and for me as a self-employed performance artist to be able to keep doing what I really love throughout this period has been really invaluable. I can't explain what it means to myself and my family. And huge thanks to Highwayman Films, to all of the youth centres, to the Fuse and Street Links team, to Go Create, to the YMCA, to Young Somerset, and everyone else who has made this possible. All of the schools for letting us do our Zoom links throughout all of the peak of lockdown, and absolutely everyone who has made this possible. Thank you so much.